And as adults, I want you to think about trying to fly this plane. All right, just walk right through it. The reason that we're on uplifted is so as we look out, it looks as though we are flying over the valley.
Yeah.
This is called the Communications Center in here. The 2 communications officers can communicate with anybody they needed to 24/7. And very state-of-the-art back in 1973, but as you can see, it's out of date now. And there's the football on the floor. This stays with the president at all times. There's military aides picked from each branch of the military, several of them. So they're responsible for the football for 24-hour periods. If the president's on board the plane, the football would stay up here and the military aide could go back, which you'll see, and do some work. But as soon as the plane lands, then he's in charge for his 24-hour period. We believe it contains, it's very top secret, we believe it contains a direct line to the national, I forget.
NORAD.
Yeah, exactly. And so that the president can find out what's going on all across the world if there's a problem.
If you have adults and you want to lighten things up, you know, I say, do you remember the 80s? We love push buttons. Do you remember all the push buttons? And take a look at the control panel. When Boeing put this plane back together again, they went by photographs. You're going to see photographs everywhere. Now, they didn't quite come up with as many push buttons as they did. Also, take a look at the wall phones. Remember the cords? Do you remember Princess phones? And remember, I mean, what did we do without our cell phones? And how about take a look at these old computers?
Or
In
a
fact,
floppy
I'm
disk.
not even
Floppy
sure.
disk.
A
Yeah, floppy disk.
Yeah. And that
Actually
will get
still
their
use them,
attention immediately. Take a look at this. The smaller of the 2 kitchens or a galley on the plane. You might point that out to them. Now, I'm imagining that's
Microwave.
80s vintage.
That's amazing.
Is it? Microwave,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
And if
Litton.
you really want to have fun and time, say, well, there weren't too many bathrooms on this plane. There's one up here, and we're see if how many more we see. Okay.
So this is the president and first lady's sleeping quarters, the only sleeping quarters on board this plane,
Oh, that's great.
and no showers either.
Uh-oh.
This is kind of tight.
And this is the back area. This is called the boardroom in here. This used to have a wall and a door, but they took it off just so people could see what it looked like for private meetings. And there's a picture. This is called senior staff room. This is one of the military aides in charge of the football that we saw. His name is Lieutenant Colonel Cheelander. And he, like I told you, he came back here to do some work because the football was up there. And this is him in the white shirt and tie. And the reason we have a mannequin of him is because he donated his uniform and medals to the library. Very good friend of President Reagan's.
If you're with a group, wait until they all get in. And have sometimes they'll assign us like, have you had as many as 15 in a group? You've got 15 in a group. What are you going to do with them in here? Put some over here. Wait until they're all in. So let's come on in, Susan. Okay. Wait until everybody's in. I'll wait until Ed is here. Okay, good. All right. And then the kids are going to go, ooh, 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 at the mannequin.
The mannequin.
And when I first started, he used to sit over here. But the kids were going like this with his wig, and they're doing all kinds of things, so they moved him over here. But actually, that was his seat on the plane. So you can talk about, again, the photographs. They answer so many questions. What was it like in this room? Well, this room was busy. It was a hub of activity. Look at that photograph. Here's President Reagan and Mrs. Reagan. They're calm, they're well dressed, they're waving to the crowd, everything's organized. But what happened before that landing? Everything is going on in this room. The news media coordinator, the personal physician, the event coordinator. Look at these guys. They're in here. They're working. How did they sleep? Well, take a look. They got this chair back. They're sleeping. They're working. And even back here in the corners, take a look at this. The secretaries are working on the speeches. And from what I understand, Kathy, there was one here
Another
too.
one, yeah.
So this is, this is what students and IBM Selectrics, and
they've never seen a typewriter.
Oh, I've heard so many stories. Kids, oh, my grandmother has one in her garage.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Or you'll hear, oh, I learned how to type on that. I remember that. I like that.
It's
Oh,
the
that's-
same
that,
keyboard
that
as
was
that
my
computer.
favorite. Yeah, well, I'll hear that. Okay, then the door. The door is closed during flight. Okay.
So this is, back here was for guests of the president, Secret Service, military people, and 10 seats in the back for the press.
$10 for the press.
They paid full fare plus $1.
$1, right?
And they rotated, it wasn't always the same.
I was there when this plane landed when he came back from Washington, when he, after the